Welcome to the Old Time Radio Westerns. I'm your host, Andrew Rhynes, and let's get into this episode. This episode is going to be The Grand Ole Opry. Original air date shows that it's August 4th, 1944, and the first song is going to be John Henry, the Steel Driving Man. Let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy.
From Nashville, Tennessee comes your Grand Ole Opry.
Life your old company. Everyone will have some fun at the Grand Ole Opry tonight.
Acuff, Minnie Pearl, the Duke of Paducah, Eddy Arnold, the Tennessee Plowboy, and a lot more. A half hour of fun music, folk songs, and good old mountain melodies. And now, here's the star of our show, the pride of Tennessee's Smoky Mountains, Roy Acuff.
Well, thank you, Louis Buck. Hello, friends. A show that means so much to the folks down south as home cooking does to a soldier. But talking never proved nothing, but deeds didn't prove a lot better. So just listen while the Smoky Mountain boys play and sing an old railroad song called John Henry Was a Steel Driving Man. First song. It's all right? You want to help me? Yes, well, fine. I just want you to stay with me. My blue-eyed darling. A year ago tonight you left me. The blue Ipswich, Tennessee, there's a gal that keeps them supplied with hot air the year round. Well, here she is, Cousin Minnie Pearl.
Right now about brother. He's done went and got himself a new girl. Ooh, you know, you've always heard tell that love will find a way, but I never knowed he'd go so first to find brother. Oh, he's got him a new girl, and her name is Sassy Brass Pinkle. That's there's her name. He's awful proud of her. I believe they're just right down serious. Oh, she's done took to writing to him. Of course, brother can't read, and so I told him that I'd read the letters to him if he wanted me to, and he wouldn't let me till I promised to stuff cotton in my ears. But I'm telling you, Hezzy, that there's my fellers. Hezzy, I don't want to get these girls and fellers mixed up. I know which one's mine. I hope he knows which one's his. Hezzy, he took one look at that girl of brothers, and he says to me, he says, Minnie Pearl, he says, that is the ugliest girl I've seen in my life. I says, well, Hezzy, beauty's only skin deep. He says, well, for Pete's sake, let's skin her. But you know, brother, he ain't never been no prince for looks. Now, I never will forget it. It's this last week it was. Well, it is at night. I think it is a Wednesday night. We were sitting out on the front porch cooling off. And there's Miss Maddie Doolab. She come over to see us, and she's sitting there. And brother was sitting down on the edge of the porch, just sort of chewing on a straw. And he just looked so sad like. He just looked plumb forsook. Well, he's sitting there, and Mammy, she got worried about him. She's afraid he's sick or something, and she looked at brother, and she says to Miss Maddie, she says, you know, I don't like the way brother looks. I just don't like the way he looks at all. Miss Maddie, she looked at brother, and she says, you know, I wasn't going to mention it, but he ain't much to look at, is he? But sometimes I think it's brother's hair. Now, I'll tell you about brother's hair. Ain't many men as fine things becoming. And brother's hair looks like it just grows all the way around in bangs. Looks like never could get it cut right. We tried every bowl we had in the kitchen. We never could get his hair to look right. I remember when he was just a little boy. He was just growing up. Well, Uncle Algie come by. He was all time doing a little trading around. He come by and had a sack of stuff there he'd been trading for. And brother went in there and was kind of pawing through that stuff Uncle Algie had. And all of a sudden, he run across a looking glass. And we never heard such a screeching in all our life. Brother was just a hollering and a yelling. We went in there and he was looking at that looking glass. He says, oh, look! He says Uncle Algie has done brung home a wolf. I'll be going now. See you next Saturday.
Life is like a mountain railroad with an engineer that's great. We must make the run successful from the cradle to the grave. Watch the curve, the fields, the tunnel. Never falter, never quail. Keep your hand upon the throttle and your eye upon the rail. Blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us till we reach that blissful shore where the join us in thy praise forevermore. As you roll across the trestle, spanning Jordan's swelling tide, you
Union Depot, into which your train will glide. There you'll meet the superintendent, God the Father, God the Son, with the hearty, joyous Claudius, weary pilgrim, welcome home. Blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us, till we reach the blissful shore, where the angels wait between us, in the praise forevermore.
You're listening to Jimmy Riddle playing Lost John.
Singers have a song called Old Shelt.
There's one thing I
boy, is a mighty pretty song and mighty pretty done. Friend's our guest singer tonight. He's a real country boy, too, believe it or not. In fact, he's the country the first time he came to town, we had to put handles on the streetcar so he could get on them. It's Uncle Rufus Brewster, and he's a-changing business all around tonight. I'm gonna change my business all around. I'm gonna move out in a little country town. Get me a mule and a turning plow somehow. Take Louie Buck along with you, will you? I'll raise the cornbread that I eat. Fill my smokehouse full of meat, for I'm changing business all around. I'll get me a mule and a Jersey cow, a Dominicker hen and an old Shanghai. I'll build my hen house 10 feet from the ground. When the cowbell rings, the pig will squeal. The old Shanghai do the chicken reel. I'm changing business all around. I'll plant my pea patch on the hill. The old black eye and the whippoorwill. Turnip greens can grow in my backyard. Can't beat 'em, boy. I'll make a living if I try. To the city life I'll say goodbye. I'm changing business all around. What are you gonna do then, son? Well, I'll tell you. I'll get me a wife this coming spring. Plant me a patch of sorghum cane. I'll run molasses down them tater rows. And when them taters begin to sprout, my humpback wife can dig 'em out, for I'm changing business all around. What you're going to do, you're sure going to change it, Uncle Rufus. That's Uncle Rufus's Brewster. Uncle Rufus Brewster, or Uncle Rufus's Rooster. Friends, you know some people have large families and some have small families. But here's a man who has more relatives than a 15-year-old rabbit. Who wrote that? The Duke of Paducah. Yesterday, and I'm telling you, I never shook hands and kissed so many people in all my life as I did at that reunion. All my nephews and my uncles, they shook hands with me, and all my nieces and my aunts, they kissed me. I'm telling you, I was kissed by so many buck-toothed women that before noon, both of my cheeks looked like a couple of hot waffles. And all my relatives was there, all of them, the good ones and the bad ones. Uncle Sidemeat was there. He's the black sheep in our family. Now there's a man that's always been bad. He has always been bad. Why, when he was 5 years old, he was so bad, his parents run away from home. Now, that's a fact. Uncle Sidemeat was a round-shouldered man. Yeah, he was round-shouldered. We used to call him Stoopy, you know. Now, this might sound like an exaggeration, but Uncle Sidemeat was so round-shouldered he could lace his shoes standing up. Now, that's a fact there. You know, Uncle Sidemeat, he got all of us in a little game of chance there on the gown. We was rolling them galloping dominoes. You know what I mean? Well, I was down on my hands and knees, and I was all bent over, and I was trying to make my point, you know. And it was a bull from the next passenger come charging across there, and he horned in. Wow! He made his point before I made mine. There was one other uncle there that I think I ought to tell you about. That was Uncle Reedy. He's my thin uncle. Yeah, Uncle Reedy was thin. Oh, that was the skinniest man ever I've seen. I'm telling you, that man was so thin, when he'd eat olives, you could tell how many he'd had. That's the truth if I ever told it. And my wife's drinking brother Willie, he was there, running all over every place, trying to borrow enough to get a drink of corn, you know, trying to borrow a little money. And finally, he borrowed 4 bits off of my comical cousin. Now, my comical cousin, he's the one that wears the wig on his old bald head, you know. Yeah. From the wag with the wig, Willie got enough swag for a swig. Oh, we had a time, we had our own entertainment. Yeah, and one of my Ritzy cousins, she got up and she sang up their song called the Indian Love Call. Didn't sound like no Indian love call to me. Of course, I don't want to talk about it here on the radio, so I ain't going to say what kind of a call it sound like. But I will say this. When she got through singing it, every hog in the county was on the run. You know, we had a contest, too. And my cousin Jenny, she got up on the platform, and she was voted the most beautiful. And then my cousin Susie, she got up on the platform, and she was voted the most graceful. And then my big fat wife got up on the platform, and she was voted the most. Now I know what it is that my big fat wife's got that other women ain't got. More. Woman ever I've seen. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, she is so heavy on her feet. She was wearing a pair of high-heeled shoes, and everywhere she walked, she left a double row of post holes. You know, I took charge of the cooking for the reunion, and I made up a great big wash boiler of soup. And it tasted good, too. It would have tasted a whole lot better, too, if I had taken the wash out first. You know, my wife's sister was there, and she brought their new baby over for me to see. Little bitty thing. Well, this year's model, you know. And that baby looked at me, and it started to close its eyes and started to screaming. I said, what's that young'un crying about? They said, oh, nothing. We just been telling him he looks like you. Well, sir, you know, I don't know nothing about babies, but they must have some newfangled way you can trade them in now. Because when my sister-in-law started to leave, I said, where are you going? She said, I'm going to change Junior. I can wait. You know, these family reunions, don't tell him, lady, these family reunions are all right until them in-laws start running down that family tree, and then that's time for me to go back to the wagon yelling, these shoes are killing me. That laugh will give you fun guess who you're listening to. And if you guess Rachel and her great big bashful brother Oswald, you're exactly right. Their song's Corina Corina. Corina, we've been so long. Corina, we've been so long. Ain't had no lover since you've been gone. I love Corina, tell the world I do. I love Corina, tell the world I do. Just a little more love and let your heart be true. Now play, sister. I wish I had Corina with me tonight. I met Corina far across the sea. I met Corina far across the sea. Didn't write me no letters, didn't care for me. Goodbye, Corina. Fare you well. Goodbye, Corina. Fare you well. When I get back, babe, no one can tell a thing about me. we have lots and lots of requests for it. The Unclouded Day. Oh, they tell me of a home far beyond the sky. Oh, they tell me of a home far away. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me of a home where my friends have gone. Oh, they tell me of that land far away, where the tree of life in eternal bloom sheds its fragrance through the unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me that he smiles on his children there, and his smiles drive their sorrows all away. And they tell me that no tears ever come again in that lovely land of unclouded days. Oh, the land of cloudless days. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. All right, let's have an old square dance, folks, before we go. Will you grab your partners and do-si-do, swing ball, everybody swing the turkey in the straw. Get your partners over there, Duke, you and Minnie Pearl. Everybody ready? You're all on the floor. Man, Tommy Vegas, it'll all go down. Salute your partners, corners, best, and all join hands and do your best. Everybody swing to the middle and dominate. Back, keep time to the middle. Down to the center, divide to the ring. Back to your place, and now you swing. Swing your head, swing your feet, swing your back, and keep your knees. Play it, boys.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
Dominate, back, keep time to the middle. Down to the center, divide to the ring. Back to your place, and now you swing. Swing your head, swing your feet, swing your back, and keep your knees. Play it, boys. Down the center and cut off four and do the same as you done before. Swing your partner off her feet. Swing your partner when you meet. Swing to the center and hurry up, Sue.
This has been a presentation of OTRWesterns.com, and we hope you enjoyed. Please take some time to like and rate our shows in your favorite podcast application. Follow us on Facebook by going to OTRWesterns.com/Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to OTRWesterns.com/YouTube. And send us an email, podcast@OTRWesterns.com. You can call and leave us a voicemail, 707-986-8739. This episode is copyright under the Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike copyright. For more information, go to OTRWesterns.com/copyright. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.